What if one simple habit you repeat every single day could quietly change your metabolism, your liver, your digestion, and you don't even realize it's happening? Imagine this. You wake up in the morning. You're slightly dehydrated. Your body is still transitioning out of sleep. Your liver is working. Your digestion is waking up. And before you reach for coffee, you drink a glass of water with fresh lemon. Seems simple. Almost too simple. But here's what most people don't understand. That small habit isn't just hydration. It's a signal, a trigger, a shift in how your body starts its day. And here's what most people miss. Your body doesn't respond to one big decision. It responds to repeated signals. The same input, delivered daily, at the same time, creates a pattern your body begins to expect. And once your body expects something, it starts adapting around it. Hormones adjust, enzymes increase, efficiency improves, and over time, those small signals don't just add up, they compound. They become a new baseline. So today, we're going to break down what actually happens inside your body when you drink lemon water consistently. Not surface-level advice, not recycled trends, but the underlying mechanisms that drive real change. Because once you understand the why, you stop guessing, and you start using simple actions with precision. Let's start with something most people completely overlook. Your liver. Your liver isn't just another organ, it's a control center. It manages nutrient flow, filters and neutralizes toxins, regulates fat storage and release, balances blood chemistry, and it does all of this continuously without stopping. But here's the reality. For a large percentage of people, this system is under constant pressure. Processed foods, frequent eating, hidden sugars, environmental toxins, all of it adds up. And what happens over time is subtle. Fat begins to accumulate inside the liver, not enough to feel immediately, but enough to slow function. Energy drops slightly. Digestion becomes less efficient. Metabolism starts to stall. And because it happens gradually, most people don't notice it until much later. Now this is where a simple habit starts to matter. Lemon water doesn't detox your liver in a dramatic way, but it supports processes your liver is already trying to carry out. Certain plant compounds in lemons can help encourage the movement and processing of fat within the liver. Not overnight, not aggressively, but consistently. And consistency is what shifts physiology. Because when you repeatedly support a system, that system becomes more efficient. It clears faster, processes better, responds stronger. And when liver efficiency improves, even slightly, there's a cascade effect. Energy becomes more stable. Digestion becomes smoother. Metabolic flexibility improves. And this is the part most people never connect. They look for one big change, one dramatic result, instead of improving the system that controls everything downstream. That's the first shift. Now let's move into something even more specific. Something that directly connects your liver to digestion. Now let's talk about bile. Most people don't think about bile, but it's critical. Bile is what helps you digest fat properly. It acts like a detergent, breaking fat into smaller pieces so your body can actually absorb nutrients. Without enough bile, fat digestion slows, nutrient absorption drops, and things start backing up. Lemon water helps stimulate bile flow, which means better digestion, better fat processing, and less congestion in the system. Now think about this. Better bile flow also means your body can move excess cholesterol more efficiently. Not eliminate it completely, because cholesterol isn't the enemy, but regulate it, move it, use it properly. And that's where the second major benefit shows up. Circulation support. Now let's shift to something most people care about. Weight. Lemon water does not directly burn fat. That's important. But it influences something that does. Insulin. Insulin is one of the most powerful hormones controlling fat storage. When insulin is high, your body stores fat. When insulin drops, your body can access fat. Certain compounds in lemon can help improve insulin sensitivity. meaning your body doesn't need as much insulin to manage blood sugar. And that shift, small as it seems, can influence fat loss over time. Not because of calories, but because of hormones. And this is where most people get it wrong. They focus on eating less, instead of controlling the signals that determine fat storage. Now let's go deeper. Because this isn't just about fat or digestion. It's also about aging. Your body is constantly balancing damage and repair. Oxidative stress on one side, antioxidants on the other. Lemons are rich in compounds that help neutralize oxidative stress, which means less cellular damage over time. And when you reduce damage, you slow down visible aging. Skin quality, energy levels, recovery, all influenced by that balance. Now here's something even more interesting. Your microbiome, the bacteria in your gut. These microbes influence everything from digestion, to mood, to immunity. And certain compounds in lemon can support a healthier environment for beneficial bacteria. Not by flooding your gut, but by creating conditions where the right microbes thrive. And when your microbiome improves, so does your overall system. Now let's talk about something very specific. Kidney stones. One of the most common types of kidney stones is calcium oxalate. And here's where it gets more interesting. Every single day, your body is balancing minerals, fluids, and waste products. Calcium is moving. Oxalates are coming in from foods. Your kidneys are filtering constantly. But when that balance shifts, even slightly, things start to accumulate. Oxalates bind with calcium, forming microscopic crystals. At first, you don't feel anything. There's no pain, no warning. But over time, those tiny crystals can grow, layer by layer, until one day, you feel it. And if you've ever had a kidney stone, you already know. That's not something you forget. Now here's the key detail most people never hear. Citrate, naturally found in lemons, acts like a blocker in this process. Instead of calcium binding to oxalate, citrate steps in first. It binds to calcium, or it binds to oxalate, and by doing that, it interrupts the crystal formation entirely. So instead of buildup, you get flow. Instead of accumulation, you get elimination. That's not a trend. That's chemistry happening in real time inside your body. And if you're someone who is even slightly prone to kidney stones, this isn't optional information. This is leverage. Because prevention is not dramatic. It's repetitive. It's subtle. And it's daily. Now let's shift into something just as misunderstood. Vitamin C. Because this is where most people unknowingly cancel out the benefit. Yes, lemons contain vitamin C. But the form matters. The source matters. And most importantly, the handling matters. Vitamin C is extremely sensitive to heat and processing. The moment it's exposed to pasteurization, it begins to break down. Which means that bottle of lemon juice sitting on a shelf, it looks the same, it tastes similar, but functionally, it's not delivering what you think it is. Fresh lemon, on the other hand, still carries active vitamin C. And that matters because vitamin C isn't just about immunity. It's a structural nutrient. It's involved in building collagen, maintaining blood vessel integrity, supporting tissue repair, helping your body recover from stress at a cellular level. So when you consistently provide it in its active form, you're not just preventing deficiency. You're supporting function. Now zoom out for a second. Because none of these benefits show up from doing this once, or twice, or even for a week. Your body responds to patterns. Not intentions, not information, patterns. Daily signals. Repeated inputs. Small actions that compound quietly in the background. That's where real change happens. So the real question isn't, does lemon water work? The real question is, are you consistent enough for it to matter? Because if you are, this becomes one of those low-effort, high-leverage habits. Now here's how to actually use it without overcomplicating it. Fresh lemon. Plain water, nothing fancy, no extremes, no overthinking. Drink it consistently. Ideally, earlier in the day when your body is transitioning into activity. Because that's when your systems are most responsive. And over time, That simple habit reinforces better digestion, better hydration, better metabolic signaling. Now step back one more time. Because this isn't really about lemon water. It's about understanding how small, repeatable behaviors influence major systems. Your liver, your kidneys, your digestion, your hormones, your recovery. When those systems improve, even slightly, the external results start to show up. Energy becomes more stable. Clarity improves. Metabolism becomes more efficient. And this is where most people miss the point. They chase big results without fixing the small inputs that create them. So the question isn't whether lemon water is magic. It's whether you're using simple tools consistently enough to create change. Because when you do, you don't need complexity. You need awareness. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.